Keep calm and glitter bomb. Hello, On the Rockers. I am your hostess with the mostest, Alexander Rodriguez here for On the Rocks radio show, where celebrities and cocktails mix. Tonight, things get caliente with our guest, the hottie from Army Wives, the Fosters, and the upcoming The Oath, JJ Soria, the belting beauty herself, postmodern jukebox, Dani Armstrong, literally moments before she embarks on her European tour, and the ravishing Fabiana Pascali, sharing the screen with Penelope Cruz, an American Crime Story, Versace, and with my very own special guest, co-host, Entertainment Weekly senior editor Patrick Gomez, and telenovela and reality TV personality Enrique Sapena. Let the drinks begin.
Thank you for being
Boulevard.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, coming at you from Sunset Gower Studios in the heart of Hollywood, where I drink with your favorite celebrities and we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and that's about it. So pop a cork, pour a glass, lean back, and enjoy On the Rocks every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
It is going to be a bumpy night. Hello, On the Rockers. We have so much sexiness in one room tonight, I can't even take it. Oh, Latin people time. Hello, Fabiana. There we go.
This is so embarrassing. I know.
Already taking over the show.
Great time.
Come on, Versace, sit down. Okay.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
We have your drink there. Everything's good to go.
All right, now we're
All right.
talking.
I was just saying how much sexiness we have in one room. There's your microphone and your headphones are there.
All right.
Awesome. Every time I go to Ralph's or Target or whatever, they say, "Oh, do you have any bags with you?" Number one, look at me. Does it look like I have any bags with me? Number two, yes, I have 4 million bags with me, or not with me, but they're at home. I mean, right? We all have like 4 million bags at home, right?
We're talking bags or baggage?
The oh God, Kurt, turn his mic off, like we said. You got the canned laughter. No way. I never get that. Valentine's Day is coming up. So happy for all you people in a relationship, which is okay. This is my status. Kurt, put the meme up. This is so funny. When your milk has a Valentine's Day date and you don't. Wah wah. Do we have a wah wah? We have applause, but no wah wah. Have you
Only
listened to the
if
show?
somebody else
Yeah, there we go. Speaking of wah wah, thank you to our sober listeners for tuning in. We love you so much. Thank you for holding our hair back and driving us home. Hello to our listeners across the nation on iHeartRadio, Universal Broadcasting Network, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, Satchel, iTunes, Google Play, and of course, we are on Facebook Live on Hillcrest Social in San Diego, True FM in Ohio, and nationally on Bear World Magazine. Roar! Check out Bear World Magazine every week for my movie reviews, celebrity interviews, and of course, my favorite, Movie News Mondays. This week, my column reviewed all of the Super Bowl movie trailers. We had some big ones come out. Jurassic Park 2,
Jurassic World 2.
or Jurassic, whatever. The new Han Solo movie.
Or Jurassic Park
Yeah.
5. It's one or the other.
Wah wah, hated it. That was like, Jurassic World now is the same, literally, it's the same thing. Dinosaurs have gotten out. And then 2 little kids are running away from the dinosaurs, and somebody's in a glass thing, right? Like, that's literally every movie.
The glass.
Just
Yeah.
better dinosaurs.
Well, yes. Well,
Right?
this one has a better one because they've engineered some new. It's basically Godzilla with Chris Pratt. That's okay.
Oh, that makes it
Yeah,
special.
it does. But Mission Impossible Fallout, did you guys see the trailer? Are you kidding right now? I put yes, please.
No.
What?
I don't need it. I just don't like any of them. I like the first one.
I'm
Well,
a
it's
fan.
not the Mission Impossible. Remember the Mission Impossibles from TV?
The series? Oh my God, yeah.
Yes,
Of
I mean,
course.
nothing like that. But this
Yeah.
one, Angela Bassett's in it, Henry Cavill's in it. It looks dramatic.
I'm down for it because I've been a fan of the Impossibles.
Well, that's like your speed. It's like, let's
I'm
go
a
for
fan of the-
science.
I'm a
This is
fan
the
of the
business
impossible.
for the impossible.
You know?
You're in the right
You know what?
place.
They don't have a Latino in their team.
What?
They have
Hey.
Simon Pegg, who's Irish. They have Ving Rhames, who's African American. They have 40 white people, so there's no Latinos. So let's do it.
Well, I'm glad they don't have Latinos. You know he'd be eaten by a dinosaur in the first 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah,
let's just
probably.
make
Now
some
you're
all
mixing
together.
movies.
Yeah, but let's just do that,
He's
right?
like, they're not even
That
dinosaurs
could
in
be
the
the
movie.
last one.
Somehow he's eaten by a
then-
dinosaur.
Not to mention a Latino with an accent.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh.
Forget it.
And then Thor shows up at the end and it wraps it all up, right? For our audio listeners, you can check out our video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and now the Hillcrest Social app with all of our On the Rocks videos streaming for free. Download the app on iPhone iPhone and Android today. They have tons of concert product giveaways. And of course, I'm happy to announce Bear World magazine is partnering with them. And so you'll see all of my award-winning articles there. Awards I have given to myself. Thank you very much. And we have some visitors from across the pond from Bear World magazine, from England and New York. We have Bear World magazine CEO, editor-in-chief, and then fabulous jack of many trades.
That's what she said.
Yes. And how do you pronounce your name? Catalin. It's Catalin. But I was like, how beautiful
Yes,
it is.
please.
It's like a perfume. It's like, can I have some Catalin?
Yes.
That's exactly, yes. In fact, his grinder says, please pronounce it this way, Catalin.
It's actually just your audio recording.
I know. That's my ringtone. It's Catalin. My mom is also visiting from OC. She is here to meet the Bear World team. But she's still in the chat room on ubnradio.com and Facebook Live answering your questions. Keep her busy with your questions. Otherwise, she will drink too much. She's literally in the green room with a whole bottle of vodka.
Heyo.
It's sparkly.
Yeah,
I saw it.
It is. Oh, it's for our people. Hello to engineer Kurt. Kurt, how are you, sir? Thanks for dressing up for the occasion.
Of course.
He dresses up like Ellen on her day off. It's so ridiculous.
Hey, I try. Or lack thereof.
It's not even
Kurt,
Friday.
I know.
Yeah.
Kurt, do you have a pun for us?
I always have a pun
You're
for you.
so punny.
Yes. So, why did the chef spill his soup?
Oh, God. Let's think about this one because they're so obvious. Because he was noodling around.
I like that one better.
Oh, okay.
Hey! Yeah. No, because there's a leak. In
Noodling around for the win. Ting, ting, ting.
And then he gives himself some applause. JJ is like, what the hell am I doing here? Also, welcome to our On the Rocks family. Greg Boyd is buzzing around taking our behind-the-scenes photos and video for social media. And later today, we have some special guests from LATV coming to visit us today. So they're going to barge in later. LATV is a national channel bringing you hot Latino-ness programming. I've seen, where's my teleprompter, right? Like, I missed that now. I have these little pieces of paper. We had teleprompters all day yesterday. I was like, I don't even have to memorize nothing.
Oh my God. He wrote questions down on a piece of paper and he's like, do you want to ask these or do you want me to? And I looked at them and I was like, I cannot read that. So you're going to have to. It was all part of his strategy for more camera time.
That's what my mom said. She's like, you did that on purpose. I'm like, no. Poor Eve. I have to say one thing about filming at LATV is the amazing craft services. It's all Mexican food. Tacos, taquitos.
It was good stuff. It was really good stuff.
But our pants were a different size after
Oh
lunch.
my God, I couldn't fit into my pants. That's insane.
He literally did go change his
but
pants.
I did literally go.
He brought in these like Gucci yellow pants at the beginning. He's
He
like,
was
oh,
very
do you guys have
excited about
Gucci? I'm
them.
going to wear these.
That's a lie.
Well, that's Enrique.
Yes,
That's
that is Enrique.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. All right. Like us on Twitter and Instagram at On The Rocks On Air, Facebook On The Rocks Radio Show. If you're still doing that whole analytics analog, I don't even know what's happening on Facebook. Subscribe to us now on YouTube. Find us on the web, ontherocksradioshow.com. Send me an email. Book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I will show up. Also, a big thank you to Daniel Garcia at Nobu, Los Angeles and La Cienega.
Oh, yes.
We had such a fun day. We filmed making hand roll.
Sushi hand roll. Yeah.
I didn't realize hand roll sushi is just tacos for white people. Like, I had no clue it was that easy. You throw all of the stuff. You don't even have to cook it. Like, that's a bachelor's dream.
That's how you normally cook your tacos, though.
I'll throw Lucky Charms in a tortilla. Like, whatever I don't have to cook, I will eat. This weekend, come visit me in Palm Springs, February 8th through the 11th. I will be filming all weekend during the International Bear Convergence at Hard Rock Hotel with Bear World TV. Who knows what's going to happen? It's 5 days of bearness and filming.
All right.
All right. There's like
We're
a
all
quiet.
going.
Everybody's
We're all
yes.
going.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
going.
Lord Jesus.
I feel like
Lord
it's like
Jesus.
Jennifer Love Hewitt song.
I feel bad for whoever has to clean the pool. Like after all the pool parties, it's gonna be like
wow.
Drano.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus.
JJ has no idea what we're even talking about. He's like, "Meh, okay. I want to formally introduce my co-host for today, my fellow glitterati. Welcome back to the show, my frenemy and entertainment personality, Enrique Cepena. His career could fill a book. His dating life cannot. He has entertained. Yes. He has entertained audiences internationally as a reporter on Univision, co-hosted with Carmen Electra, co-hosted Stylized Miami, where he worked with Queer Eye for the Straight Guys, Jay Rodriguez, who we got to talk to yesterday, and a Victoria's Secret supermodel. Ines Rivero. His telenovela credits are so many, and they're all in Spanish, so I can't even pronounce them. And Fabiana, yours too. Like all of your films, I'm like,
We've worked together. We've worked together.
Yeah.
oh, I'm so sorry.
Shall we say?
Yeah.
The
But-
Kardashians family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys were the
Yes.
Latino. You did
yeah,
that.
sort
Yeah.
of. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
Kim, by the way. I just lacked the
And Enrique was-
rear
I was
end.
Scott.
Caitlin.
I was Scott. Cheers.
You were
Yeah.
Caitlin, bitch.
No, no,
Let's be honest about this.
Actually, the Caitlin guy was fantastic.
Yes,
He was really
yes,
good.
Javier.
Yeah.
Enrique's films have appeared at Sundance, Showtime, and he has co-starred with Jennifer Tilly and Maria Conchita Alonso, who we're getting back on the show. He has produced segments for Entertainment Tonight, Wendy Williams, and has been part of the cast of one of my favorite shows, WeTV's docuseries called My Life is a Telenovela. And his tagline, "This is what I think of your brunch," and he throws a dish down. I love it. It's actually a GIF or a GIF.
It is.
GIF. Okay. All right. Most recently, he appeared in the reality TV show Rica y Famosa Latina, which is Real Housewives in the
Yeah.
Spanish.
Say that one more
market.
time.
Yeah.
How dare you? I knew your judging eyes were looking at me, and you were just like, "Say it wrong, bitch."
Please do it again.
Rica y Famosa Latina.
Oh my
I just
God.
spit everywhere.
Yeah. Like, what was that?
That's close enough.
That was some telenovela
Yes,
acting.
that was. How dare you? Okay, give a pinata filled welcome to Enrique. My other returning guest co-host, part of the On the Rocks family, Patrick Gomez is senior editor at Entertainment Weekly magazine, contributor to People magazine, and a member of the Television Critics Association. As a seasoned entertainment reporter in Los Angeles, this Texas native, by the way, has appeared on Today, Extra, Access Hollywood, E! News, Nightline, and frequently on Good Morning America. I can't even imagine what time you get up for that.
Oh, we pre-taped that the night before.
Oh, you do?
Oh, that's just.
But it looks so
civilized.
natural. You're like, well, thanks for that. Like, do you guys practice like the live?
Oh, 100%.
Cause every time you're on in the morning, like I spit out my coffee, I'm like, God, he looks good. Damn him. Well, that's good to know.
Because they had a full day for all the bags to settle.
In addition to all of that, he can also knock it out of the park with his show tunes, and I had the pleasure of sharing the stage with him at Rockwell. Welcome back to the show, Patrick. So, Patrick, you literally today just closed an issue with Entertainment Weekly. What does that mean, close an issue?
So that means we send it to the printer. Basically, that we're on a deadline. Everything's got to be to the printer because we got to get it shipped out, and so that everyone can get it before the weekend. So we get it printed on Tuesday night, and it's shipping out places by Wednesday, and you're getting it in your mailbox Thursday.
Wow.
You guys, so when you see this week's Entertainment Weekly, just know Patrick is responsible for all of it. And yesterday we were filming on
All
the
of
set.
it.
It was shocking.
all of
It was
it.
shocking to watch this man shoot because we were shooting the pilot for the show and the whole thing and segment after segment, and he would like get a break and get on his phone and his computer, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? He was literally like sending everything in for the magazine.
I was doing the same thing. I was on Grindr.
No, I mean, it definitely is a 24/7 job, but I love it. It's covering, my main thing is covering TV, and I love watching TV and digesting it, and now hopefully being on it, and it's something I love, and that's the only way I could do the job, because it's 24/7, that's for sure.
Well, unfortunately, yesterday we lost somebody from Hollywood, and so how does that affect when you have the magazine pretty ready to go, and then somebody?
So we were shooting all day, so I'd gotten all my work done early so that we were set, and then I'm in charge of the TV section of Entertainment Weekly, so there's usually 4 to 6 pages, and I do stuff for the rest of it too, but that's like my baby. Like, I help plan what it is, and I organize who's going to write it and all that stuff, and so I'd gotten that all settled. I was like, done, I'm good. And then, we had this unfortunate situation, and all of a sudden that threw everything out because we wanted to obviously pay tribute to him in the magazine and everything like that. And so that's why I was all of a sudden rewriting things and asking people to do things and editing people's stories.
Insanity.
Luckily, you can do it from your phone and with Wi-Fi now. I can't imagine what it was like before all of that and you had to be in the office. I'd be glued to my desk all day.
Now, is it true that Hollywood has a bunch of like obituaries ready to go, and you just like fill in the credits at the end?
I mean, not for every single person.
How long has Cher been in the mix?
Or Betty White.
Yeah,
I was like, Betty White. Forget about
Yes.
Cher.
I will say it's
strong.
I will say age definitely plays a factor, but so does like lifestyle. Like if it's somebody that has had
Lindsay
people have
Lohan
been
has been on the
sick.
ice for about 20
exactly.
years now.
Maybe someone like that. But no, those definitely play into it. Or if somebody ever has like a health scare, we just go like, let's go ahead and get it ready. And so
That's
God.
creepy.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's reason to not be famous.
Do you want me to submit my own? I would be that celebrity that would totally. Here's what you're gonna use.
Although I will say one of my favorite moments, because I worked at People magazine for 7 years before I worked at Entertainment Weekly, and I just moved over to Entertainment Weekly in January. And one of the moments that is always going to be most memorable to me was when Robin Williams passed away. Not just because I was a huge fan, but because he passed away on 4 o'clock or 5. We got the news like 4 or 5 o'clock on a Monday, and Mondays is when that magazine closes. We were probably about an hour away from being done with the entire magazine. Had to throw out half the thing because we ended up giving him like 12 pages of content.
Easily.
And that one was not written. And this fantastic editor over there, Alicia Dennis, wrote a like giant 12-page story all that night. Wow. And it was fantastic. One of the best ones I've ever read. And I was in awe of her ability to write it that fast. So it's not always, but that definitely does happen sometimes.
All right, Patrick, and I know you've attended every awards, Oscars, Golden Globes, SAG Awards. You're right there on the red carpet, literally. In fact, Leonardo DiCaprio, he had a picture of him and his award, and there's Patrick in the back going, I'll never let go. I'll never let go.
I will tell you, those SAG Awards, they are not joking. Those are I think they're the heaviest ones out of all of them. I had to like hold one for somebody while they took a photo one time, and it was like, oh, God. I don't know how they have like, you'll get the Lifetime Achievement Award winners up
like
there.
4,
Or like, what's her name presented it to Morgan Freeman this
Rita
year?
Moreno.
Rita Moreno. I'm like, how did she lift that to give it to him?
It was a stunt award. The Plaster of Paris.
Right.
All right, so who's going to win Best Picture?
Oh, I want it to be Get Out, but it's not going to be.
Get Out was not that good.
Get Out was amazing.
It was not scary. It wasn't. No, it was. Bleh.
It wasn't supposed to be scary. It was a thriller, not a horror film.
Thriller, hello. I was thrilled by the trailers at the beginning. I thought it was such an overrated film. Does that make me racist? Can I even say that?
I mean, I think it would be racist.
Only you can answer that question.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Oh, but that's all officially. He has to be PC. Okay, Enrique, one of the most fun things that we did yesterday was you had like a segment where you described, because I cannot speak Spanish at all. Like, I call myself a Twinkie.
We know now.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I'm like, hola. But I'm like white on the inside and brown on the outside. I'm a Twinkie. That's the only time I'll be associated with a twink, by the way.
Not a Twinkie.
Yes. JJ, do you speak Spanish? Because you're like 3rd or 4th generation, right?
Yeah, 4th generation. I mean, I'm familiar.
Okay. What does that mean?
Yo puedo hablar español un poquito.
Oh,
Muy bien.
that's my new ringtone. Sorry, Catalan.
I just get nervous and I get just self-conscious, when I speak Spanish, because I feel like I sound like like how I sound. No, I feel like I sound like probably like a 4-year-old, or what I'm saying, not with the words, like it's broken up sentences and whatnot. But
I'm the same way.
Mainly it's my insecurity of just speaking, just getting comfortable.
JJ, if you want me to come to your house and practice, I can
God.
totally do that. I'll bring over my
Blind
Rosetta
leading the
Stone.
blind.
All of a sudden he's fluent.
Security.
What about with scripts? When you have a script, I mean,
I
that will
mean,
make
you
it
just give me
easier.
some time to go over the material and memorize it, and just actually get it memorized to a point to where I try to think that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you ask me to improv within that, I'm kind of messed up.
That was one of the
Yeah,
reasons,
me
because I kept auditioning for a good 5 or 6 years out of college. In fact, I was working at People and doing a show for the first 6 months. But one of the reasons that I stopped going on so many auditions was because they were all Spanish speaking, and I was comfortable enough with it, but then they would start speaking to you in the room in Spanish too, and I'm like, oh,
It's like,
and it
fuck.
melts. Yep.
But you know what's a really cool trick about it, though? What's interesting, it's like when they tell you, like, oh, here, there's this, can you try to speak Spanish on it? A lot of the times, unless it's like specific casting director who speaks Spanish, they don't speak Spanish
Oh yeah,
themselves.
without you can
So
get
it's
away
like,
with
you
that.
can get
with
away
that, you
with
can get away
murder,
with it.
and just go like, "Trrr," and it's like, as long as you look confident,
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're
That's
like,
part of
oh,
it.
he nailed it. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
bitch, you didn't know what I just said, you know?
That's so funny.
But I'm actually proud to say I have spoken some Spanish and some different things that I've done. But obviously, when the times that they've cut it out, I'm like, oh shit, they probably like we can't use this.
It's like dubbed
This
over.
motherfucker don't
Even
speak
Morgan
Spanish.
Freeman can speak Spanish better. Morgan Freeman
Yeah,
is dubbing
right?
your voice. Hola. Okay, but Enrique, you're going to help us because, I like to go to West Hollywood and there's some Latin nights there. So I want you to teach us all. And Fabiana, you can also help us because you speak
Absolutely.
Italian, so maybe we
Yes.
can do Italian.
And she speaks Spanish. She's from Argentina.
Yeah.
But
That's
Italian,
my first language.
because I went to Italy and I had such a great time, but I couldn't say "Hey girl, hey." So how would I say "Hey girl, hey" in Spanish and
In Spanish, because I need your help, Fabiana, with this, because
a
the
ver.
Venezuelan version is different
Yeah.
from the
Oh,
Argentina, from the
absolutely.
Mexican.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like in Venezuela, you would probably say, "Hey chica, hey."
That's not fun. Okay.
In Argentina, say, "Hey, che, ¿qué pasó?" Something
Che.
like that. Che,
Che.
hey, che. I know. No, please, let's not go
Oh,
there.
Casa
okay?
Rosada.
So because it's
Hola,
in-
Sergio Sawaracho.
because of Eva Perón, now it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes. Okay. So, hola, chica, hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal? We say, hey, ¿qué tal?
Hey.
Hey, ¿qué
Yeah.
tal?
Oh, but it's like what he's trying to. It's like as the gay slang. It's like, "Hey girl, hey," and Spanish would probably be like, "Hey chica, hey." Also, but in Argentina, like, how do you like go like, but like throw it all out,
Hola, divino.
Oh, there you go.
Something about wine? Did I get that? Ola Divino.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
I think I dated a drag queen named Ola Divino. Okay, and how would you say?
I meant divine. Divino. We say,
Divino.
qué divino. Alex es un divino. We'll say
You heard it
something
here
like that.
first. Fabiana
Yes,
said
absolutely.
Alejandro
Yeah,
is
That
Divino.
is such a great drag name, by the
Yeah.
way. That was fantastic.
Divino.
No, what he said. What was it?
Oh,
again?
that's-
Ola Divino.
Hola divino. Hola divino.
Yeah.
You got it.
Hola
Let's
divino.
register
You guys,
that.
Beyonce listens to our show, so her next album's going to be called Ola Divino. I
yeah.
swear on my life. Watch it. Okay, now how would I say spilling the tea?
Ooh.
Now, for our straight listeners, spilling the tea means that you're like gossiping about somebody, or you're
The
like,
T stands for the truth, so telling the truth, spilling the tea. Correct?
yeah.
I never heard of
Ay
that.
chica
Like
dime.
gossiping.
I would say something like that. Probably
Learn
like
something new every
Ay
day.
chica dime. Something like that.
Ay, chica,
right?
dime.
Dime. That's like tell me. Like, yeah, but like, I can only picture like a big loud drag queen just saying like Ay chica dime. Something like
Ay,
that.
chica, dime.
Exactly.
There you go.
There, that was perfect. You nailed it.
I'm going to be in the first RuPaul Mexican drag superstars.
I think I didn't come prepared. I feel like
Girl,
I
every
don't know.
every celebrity that comes on the show
Wait.
always says that. I'm not prepared for this. All right, let's get things rolling. A huge thank you to our sponsors, Mulholland Distilling. It is the LA-based alcohol co-owned by celebrities Walton Goggins, who we can see in the new Tomb Raider as the villain, Ant-Man 2, also the Maze Runner. He came on the show. He was so fun. Also co-owned with Joanna Cassidy. Of course, we love Joanna Cassidy. Mulholland Distilling is actually made here in Southern California and called the Spirit of Los Angeles. In good times and in bad, all will drink. If not water, then make it Mulholland. Yes, go to mulhollanddistilling.com. Their gin, I'm not a gin drinker, is so delicious, you guys. Also, Test Loop, it's the only way to travel in luxury from Orange County, LA to Palm Springs and San Diego. 4 routes leaving a day. It's less than an Uber. Testloop.com. You guys, you go in, somebody drives you, the car literally drives you for half of the trip, and you are in ecstasy, and the doors open on the side.
'Cause you're in Palm Springs.
Well, that too. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
that's yes. Also, a huge thank you to Pride Shoes. Pride Shoes, they are the shoe of prides with their Bear Pride shoes and their flag
They're so
shoes.
fun.
They're so fun and so comfortable.
Those you were wearing the other day, right?
Yes, yes,
they were
yes, I was.
fantastic. They're yesterday, yeah.
Also, Panache Optical Gallery. It is the luxury place where celebrities go get their custom frames, retro frames, new frames, any kind of frames you want. Look them up, Panache Optical Gallery. Danny, they should send you some for Postmodern Jukebox.
For Postmodern Jukebox,
Yes.
yes. Vinty.
Yes. Also, our tried and true sponsor from day one, this small little company has competed. It's Spunk Lube. A little dab will do you. Gay, straight, in between. Everybody needs a little rev up.
It's so good. It's so good.
Wait, can I just say that the number of times, because you always have some, and sometimes you send people home with them, like everyone gets some.
Yes.
So the amount I like opened up my glove box a couple weeks ago, and
were
I was
pulled
like,
over by the
I was
cops?
like, there's like 3 bottles in there.
It's so choice. It's simply top drawer. And that's usually where you keep it, too.
Or the
Next
glove
to
box,
bed, top
apparently.
drawer. How'd you know?
All right, let's get the show on the road. I want to formally introduce our guest. You guys, we have such a great panel, so sexy and so talented. Dani Armstrong, a dear friend of mine, has been singing, dancing, and performing all over the world, literally. She has had tremendous successes singing for such events as the Primetime Emmys Governor's Ball, the Oscars Governor's Ball, NFL Super Bowl, VIP Party, VH1 Top 20 Countdown, just to name a few. And since 2015, you guys have to go to YouTube and search this, Dani has reached over 30 million viewers when a video of her singing at a rehearsal went viral. And you guys, it is amazing. I have never heard notes like this. So Google search, YouTube, Dani Armstrong rehearsal, and 30 million views, you guys. This viral video led to her connection with the internationally acclaimed Postmodern Jukebox. Dani has songs on 3 of their recent albums, which debuted at #1 on the iTunes jazz charts. So far, she has toured 39 states and 18 countries with Postmodern Jukebox, and is about to head out literally next week on another European tour. She's also extremely proud of her 6 tours to Iraq and Afghanistan to sing for the men and women of the armed forces. Don't mess with her. She's from Detroit.
Don't do it.
Welcome, Dani. Boom.
Hi.
We got to get you those other 11 states.
I mean, well, no, with other companies I've done them. Just with PMG.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
underachiever.
Hair flips, front flip.
JJ Soria. I noticed JJ Soria when he first rocked me Jesus in Hamlet 2, the comedy starring David Arquette, Elizabeth Shue, and Catherine Kinnear. Of course, he steamed things up in uniform for 2 seasons of Army Wives. He has also been seen in Supernatural, The Fosters, Animal Kingdom, that hot show on TNT with Ellen Barkin. You guys have to see it. Dexter and Grimm. He co-starred opposite Kristen Stewart in Camp X-Ray, which we're going to take a little peek at a clip. Also appeared in films Crank with Jason Statham. Looking crazy, by the way. We're going to show a picture of that. The Purge election year and The Fast and Furious. His newest show, The Oath, premieres in March on Crackle, which is a Sony platform. And Crackle Oath also stars Ryan Quanten from True Blood, y'all. I have to come to set for season 2. If TV and film weren't enough, he also appears in the video game Madden NFL 18, which he plays himself, so I guess he plays with himself a lot. In his free time, he boxes. You guys have to see his boxing workout videos on Instagram. It is a sight to behold. Welcome, JJ.
Woo! Hello, hello.
Hello. He's also a fan of the Mary Jane, by the way.
Yes.
And last but certainly not least, Fabiana Pascali. I'm obsessed with that name, by the way. Latin actress, TV host, and entrepreneur with more than 20 years of experience working in entertainment. Her latest role, reoccurring part in the FX series American Crime Story, the assassination of Gianni Versace. My gay card just got revoked. Alongside Penelope Cruz, Ricky Martin, and of course Edgar Ramirez, produced by American Horror Stories Ryan Murphy. Unbelievable. Her acting credits include television and film roles that span between the Spanish market and English network TV. Her credits as a show host extend across the U.S., South and Central American, as well as Spain, including contributions to Billboard Latino and TV specials for Cosmopolitan TV. Her most successful show was Our Perspectives, which aired across 23 Spanish-speaking countries across 3 continents.
Yeah,
Another underachiever here. And hailing from Buenos Aires, Argentina. What's new, Buenos Aires? She's a blend of he's excited we have straight people here. I just don't want everybody to he's so excited. He's jumping at the bit. He's gonna call his wife. He's like, finally. Fabiana is of a blend of Italian and Basque descent. As an entrepreneur, Fabiana took her passions for creative design and fashion to create, you guys, the gift underwear line called Thinking Panties.
I feel guilty. I should have brought,
You should have brought me some panties.
Yes, I know.
Panties?
Yeah.
We know you don't wear them, girl.
Panties that you write messages on.
Yes. I have some pictures, and we're going to have a little fun with
They
that.
are so hot.
Oh,
So hot.
Don't cry for me, Argentina, because she's fabulous. Welcome our panel for today.
Un honor. Es un honor estar aquí. It's really an honor to be here. Yeah.
Okay.
You see? Okay.
All right, opening question for all of you. Yeah. All of you have done projects, big or small, independent films, web series, commercials. And Dani, you have sung from huge venues across the world to hole in the wall, literally, where people are using the restroom like right behind you. Like, I mean, not using the restroom, but going into the restroom, right?
Yes.
What makes you guys say yes to a project? Even like a smaller project, what about a project will make you say, okay, it's not my usual, but I'm going to do it?
Shall I go first? I don't know.
Sure.
It's open panel, girl.
I never consider any project to be small, really, and I try to work from my instinct, and it has to be. It has to go with my morals, right? And
what are those?
Yeah, well, that would take another bottle of win. I mean, gin. But Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I've been offered a lot of work in the past when I was growing up, my kids, that were going to be really good for me as a talent, as a professional, but not so good for my family. So up until now, I have to say that I always brought that into consideration. I mean, if I had to travel, let's say, and I had to leave my kids, but I'm grateful and thankful, highly thankful for every job that came my way. I never really felt like, no, I don't think this is for me. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I was lucky.
How many kids do you have?
I have two. The oldest is 25. He's
No.
I know.
Wait.
No.
Yeah, wait. No, listen. No, I have
What's
to
his phone
say-
number?
No, I know.
See, he took it a different way.
said- exactly.
I'm thinking panties
Just-
already.
Oh God.
Oh no.
No, you know what? I'm 48. I just turned 48.
Girl,
in
you make
January.
48 look
And
good.
I'm happy to say my age. I really am. And Tomas
'Cause it's really 58.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I want to start just lying and saying I'm older, so everyone's like, "You look so young."
Thank you. No, Tomas is 25. He just released his first EP music. I'm gonna send it to you so
Oh,
you
please
can listen
do.
to it.
With
He's
a
really
headshot,
good.
please.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
And Franco is 20, and he's a magician. He's a celebrity.
He's a magician?
It's like now are you Franco's mom? You know, when I'm places like, yeah, he is. So yeah, I have two kids, and then I have two stepchildren that are adorable as well. So I'm a busy mom. You know,
Yeah.
when they're young adults, you kind of like, oh, wait a minute, what are
Yeah.
you doing? What are you going? And
You got to stay on top of it.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, she obviously
Absolutely.
did. That's why she has two
Yeah,
kids.
Heyo.
Not really. I like the submissive part. Just kidding.
Not according to your Instagram.
no,
Every like fashion pic you have, there's like a crop and a whip. Yeah, some poor guy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, show this.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, real submissive.
So dainty.
I hope my kids are not watching this.
Yes. Like, oh, I see mommy. Oh, I see a lot of mommy.
They already know.
Yeah. Oh, Kurt, the monitor fell off. Kurt.
Was it me?
Oh.
Was it me? Just getting
Yes.
excited? or
Yes.
something?
Just breaking.
I think it was Kurt. He's like, oh, I can't handle that. Usually it's pictures of half-naked men.
My kids are not watching this.
This is what I think of your monitor. All right, but what makes you guys say yes to projects?
To different reasons. I mean, there's been times it's just for the paycheck. There's been times where it's just for a scene, you know, just to work with somebody possibly. I always look for the reason to do a project as opposed to say no. But it's not like as opposed to saying no. But it's not like I'm getting every script thrown at me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's awesome when I get those opportunities where something's just offered to me straight up, and I appreciate those. But you know, most of the time I'm out there auditioning, and then you know, doing the grind.
It's so funny because I'm such a fan of yours and I've seen everything that you've done. So the fact that you have to audition just makes like, you know, like unless you're Meryl Streep, I think everybody has to audition at some point.
Yes.
The reality of it is that you have to really, I believe you have to really love this and love the work if you're gonna make it, if you're gonna do it long term. Because as far as stars and like the name, like what you would call name talent, it's very few. I mean, I worked with people like Frank Grillo, who's made millions of dollars and is like known. I mean, he's known, but then you compare it to Tom Cruise or something, you know, that is going to be known a lot less, you know, and what's it called? Frank Grillo's done a gang of movies. He's worked with Tom Cruise. He's been in all kinds of movies, all kinds of series forever, you know, and done a lot of awesome things. I admire what he's done. I've got the opportunity to work with him in The Purge. But yeah, you could say he's a name. Where, you know, it all depends on who you think a name is too. Because some people have been like, they come to me and they'll be like, "Oh my God, JJ," and then like everybody else in the room is like, "Who the hell is that?" I thought he worked here.
It happens to all of us.
Case in point today, I'm over at CVS picking up some household things, whatever. I had some water, and as I'm just walking by in my sandals and shorts and shit, like this guy sees me and he's like, "Oh, excuse me," and he goes, "Oh, never mind." I like, "You thought I worked here, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's all good." I go, "Hey, I go, it's on the aisle down over there. I don't know."
It's so funny because you play such a badass in everything you do. Like you're either hitting somebody or shooting at somebody, or you're cursing, or you're knocking other football players down. To imagine you at CVS like picking up like Kleenex, and, like, cereal.
That's the shit I put on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I just enjoy life every day, and I don't try to be something or try to put an image out there that I'm not. I'm JJ from LA, and I'm
new album by JJ Soria.
Yeah, right.
JJ from LA.
That's why I'm really here to promote my EP. Just say it's EP. I have an EP too. But yeah, man. Anyways, I don't know what the hell I'm going on about, but
whatever you want to say, it's fine. But Dani, and as a singer, I mean, sometimes you're like, oh, for the exposure, can you do like a 4-hour set?
Yeah, in this whole topic, the whole singer world is different. Unless you're literally singing for TV or a movie, our industry is not regulated. We don't have unions. We don't have anything. So, for instance, my parents met playing in a country club together in 1975, making $100 each for a 4-hour set. And I just played a gig 4 nights ago for 4 hours for $100. Wow. So they're in. It's hard as a singer. So that's why I never try to be stagnant, because I mean I played for New Year's Eve. I played the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown LA. PMJ. We just played Radio City Music Hall. But I come home and I'm playing a dive bar for 7 people.
I love it
for $100. Because stagnant people aren't productive people, and also, unfortunately, in my industry, the inflation that is our world hasn't followed suit with our paychecks. So I think singers, again, unless you're outside of, psych singers and those singers that are doing session work for TV and film, it's a very unregulated kind of system that we're in. So we are scrounging for the dollars as anywhere we can.
Well, I think it's even for us too, particularly in Spanish TV is insane.
Absolutely.
In Spanish TV, you'll get people that will do the job that somebody's offering to you for $100 for $50, and I'm talking about like a whole day guest star, like big thing.
I thought you were talking about Santa Monica Boulevard.
No, I mean that too. That you'll get it for 15, but it's challenging because then you really want to get the job, but you want to get paid accordingly.
Yeah,
and
it's a hard balance of where do you draw the line in the sand of no, I'm a professional. I've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah, that's right.
and
here's my resume, motherfucker. And then also being like, no, but I need to be creative, man, because it feels. I'm not a hippie dippy anyway.
But at that point, I mean, obviously money is good, but at that point you almost are like, I'd rather you just ask me to come in and do this for free than offer me that much money.
$12 to do your movie.
Better
totally.
free than cheap.
You know what?
Just do it for free, but don't just offer me pennies, because no.
Hold on, but let's be real, because I mean,
pennies are pennies.
That's his second EP. Let's be real.
Let's be real. No, come on, man. It depends. It depends on how bad you need it. There's a time where I'm sure we all I was doing student projects just to give me the opportunity to do something, to say that one line or whatever, And I'm just grateful for I mean to be like, oh, whatever. I'm not trying. I don't mean to sound a certain way, but it's true. I'm fucking grateful for every opportunity I get. I'm freaking grateful for every opportunity I get.
$10. JJ, this is a question we got from another actor. In Hamlet 2, you kind of played like the kid that took drama just to get an easy grade, and then your character evolved into really enjoying acting. How did you get the acting bug, and do you remember how you first got into the business?
Simple. It was just I took a class in college because I needed some units, and the counselor told me you could choose between painting, drawing, and theater, and I couldn't draw to save my life. Painting sounded boring, and acting, I go, maybe it'd be some fun at least.
So it is like Hamlet too.
Yeah, kind of, right?
Wow.
Art imitating life. So I went in, I listened to what the instructor had to say about what acting was, about creating stories and creating characters. And I go, telling stories to make a living. I've always loved stories. My grandma used to tell me stories to put me to sleep, and I used to stay up and just want to hear more. So it actually hit me like that. I go, oh, I'm an actor. That it was without even me getting up and performing. The idea of being a storyteller, opportunity. It didn't even cross my mind of like failing. It was just like, oh, well, okay, I just got to find out how to do it, and just put forth the work ethic that I've put forth in everything else that I've done. And I believed that I would be successful. And
wow.
That's
a great story.
Hold on. But you can call it luck. I'll give it to luck all day. You know what I'm saying?
Right place, right time is a real thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that a vape pen in your hand?
It is.
Oh my god!
And it's gold. It's gold for the camera.
It's very
I don't know how I'm gonna
fancy.
survive
Actually,
this
I
show.
better not promote this. We're waiting for that company.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they find out you like it, they might send
Actually,
you
wait,
some.
yeah,
so-
hold on, what am I talking about? Hold on. This is Brass Knuckles. Brass Knuckles.
I went to a bar called Brass Knuckles once.
Great product. No, but yeah, I mean, you take jobs for different reasons. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about.
But JJ, I want to play a scene because you've played roles of all different kinds. I want to play a scene with you and Kristen Stewart in Camp X-Ray. You know, holding your own with like a big name and dealing with somebody's acting. Kristen Stewart has a lot of acting habits, right? Let's just take a look. I don't know how nicely to put that.
You can't.
It's crazy though, right? They try to kill himself. I mean, I get it. It's a tough mission, you know? But what the fuck, man?
Oh,
It's
there
a
we go.
fucking job. You gotta get over it, you know?
$10.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
It's not as black and white as they said it was going to be.
What's that mean?
Exactly, Kristen.
I don't know what he was expecting, but I'm sure it wasn't this.
These guys aren't even that tough.
Exactly. Makes you feel fucking guilty. It's like,
Guilty? What the fuck you gotta feel guilty for? Nah, man. Hell, you shouldn't feel guilty about shit. These motherfuckers did 9/11. And now they're in jail. End of story.
the motherfuckers that did 9/11 died there.
You know what your problem is? You've been talking too much to the fucking translators. They've gotten all in your head, and you've forgotten how lucky you really are. We could be in Iraq right now. You realize that? I mean, you'd rather be dodging cocktails than bullets, right?
No.
Whatever.
All right.
Yes.
Wow. Hey.
Now, it's a very intense film, to say the least.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for a one-on-one scene like that? Because it's very deep. You're talking about big themes from a character who's very opinionated. How do you prepare for a scene like that?
Quite simply, I make acting simple. I just keep it. I just submit to whatever the material is. If there's, I think Jack Nicholson said this thing too. I didn't know when I said this, but apparently he said the same thing. Whatever works, and that's kind of what I do. If submitting over to the material just doesn't work, I mean, but hold on, that should work all the fucking time. Pardon me. That should work all the time.
I want to take the JJ Soria acting class. It's gonna be like what?
It should work all the time. Because as kids, that's what you have to do. Yeah, man, I jump around when I talk. Man, this is why it's hard for me to do these things. When we were kids, we believed everything. That's why we believed in Santa Claus. Pardon me if there's any kids listening.
Oh, they're not.
Go to bed, kids.
Grown up.
Sorry to break it to you. No, but seriously, man, like we believed whatever, and that's basically what you have to revert yourself to do is just submit to whatever the material is. If that doesn't work for you, there's other ways and strategies to go about it to make yourself ultimately believe it. But you ask me, how do I get into that? I go to that place where what I'm talking about. I think about whatever I'm talking about, the material. I think about the relationship I have with that other person, that character, and once I'm in that, I put myself. I could just commit. I commit as much as I can, as much as I possibly can. Whatever the material, the script, whether it be murder. Obviously, I can't really commit murder, but as far as I can go with it. Well, yeah,
Shouldn't.
right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't. If I want to work again. No. So, but you just commit.
Well, it's Hollywood.
I commit to the material as much as I can, and hopefully that comes across as believable because I believe it when I'm doing it.
Believable. You know what? Sometimes when people ask you who's your favorite actor or actress, and it depends, right? I don't have like one favorite.
Exactly.
But it's like I always ask, is he or she a good actor, or do I believe him? Do I believe her? If the answer is yes, that's it. I fall in love with the character. I think it has to do with that. Whatever technique you use, to, as you said, become believable.
Well, and you kind of went through this situation as well. You have this whole acting resume, but you come to a project like American Crime Story. It has so much baggage before you even get to set because it's Ryan Murphy,
Yes.
Glee, American Horror Story. Then it's Penelope Cruz doing TV.
Yeah.
Then it's Darren Criss is in it. I mean, so much pressure. And then to know that your scenes are with Penelope Cruz.
And I believe most of your scenes are with Penelope
Yes,
Cruz.
exactly. That's right. But you know what? I think I was lucky because I had no idea. When I went to the audition, they didn't tell me what the series was about. I didn't know who I was going to, be on the scene with. So they said, they're looking for an Italian designer. I said, that's me. I mean, and I'm not as fluent as I am in Spanish, in Italian, but I can speak it and I can. So I just went for it and it felt right. They didn't send the, the whole book or anything. And I guess it played on my favorite because on my favorite, I should say, because I didn't know. Otherwise, I guess I would have been so nervous that Ricky Martin was going to be there, Edgar Ramirez, and of course Penelope Cruz.
I've gotten to see your episode.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
You've
and
seen
you
it?
throw some shade.
Remember, he's got the mafia. This is Entertainment
Oh
Weekly.
my God! Have you?
He gets
I haven't.
access. He gets access to all this stuff.
Oh, you know what? It's I have family in Argentina, in Italy, in Spain, and I told them that they're all so excited about
I
it.
bet your
said,
family's
okay.
the most attractive family I've ever seen, by the way. I want to come to your Thanksgiving.
I love you. Thank you. I don't know. They're beautiful people. So, but you and Enrique, all the actors, we know we shoot so many scenes, and then at the end of the day, or when everything's done, you never know. So I hope everything that we've done is there.
It's great. She gets some great moments of you do have obviously the lines and the
Yes.
scenes, but the greatest moments are when they just cut to you and you're just like looking over and you're like,
Those are awesome moments. When people know, especially, it's awesome when people appreciate those moments. As an artist, we all can relate. When someone says, when they pick out those moments, those little looks, and it's like, oh, you got it. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Sometimes we don't even know that we got it. You just go for
you're
it.
like, I was talking to the director was talking to me, and I was like, that's what you want me to do.
But in dealing with nerves, Danny, you said that you performed at Radio City Music Hall and Walt Disney, and you performed for some huge audiences. Not only do you have to deal with the nerves of performing at venues like that, but then again, you also have to deal with the nerves of performing for postmodern jukebox fans who are relentless. It's a cult. It's like a Trekkie. It's like, calm down, people.
First off, I am a Trekkie, so that's
me too. Hello.
Oh, I know.
Hello.
So it's a compliment. It's
Yes.
a compliment. Yeah, no. Yeah, the PMJ fans are serious. They come
are.
fully dressed up. They know all of our songs. If I, by chance, on a particular tour, sing someone else's song because I love it and I just want to sing it, they'll be like, nope, Sarah Nemeth says it better. They're hilarious. But they really are the best fans because they do go on the journey with you. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I would be more nervous singing in a room of 3 PMJ fans than in front of 30,000 people any day. You know what I mean? And that's just not PMJ fans. Just 3 people in general is way more
Isn't that
terrifying.
weird? It's
I was gonna say,
when I can look out into the beautiful void and be like, I am killing it right now. It's way better than if you guys were like, sing right now, and I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a visceral reaction that just says, no, you're not going to do that now. So
Is it possible because you feel more vulnerable because they're like right there? It's intimate.
I would think so. Yeah, I just think, it's the same thing. I'm not an actor, so I wouldn't know. But on the stage, there's a stage and there's an actual height shift between me and where audiences are, even if they're standing. So to me, that kind of creates a wall, kind of that barrier. People talk about breaking the third wall, that kind of thing. So I think when all of a sudden it's just me here looking at you, I'm like, wait, but you're on the same height, and we're both sitting down, and I'm not in a costume. There's a
It's
many.
like you're not drinking.
There's a lot
here
of
we are,
things.
but
Right?
it's like you're not just like kind of half paying attention and all that.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
all of that.
I've dabbled in singing a little bit. I've performed a few places, a few clubs in LA. Oh my gosh, it's a rush, but whoo, I was so vulnerable. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been binging 911, the new Fox show, and they actually had a speech that I thought was really interesting, which was that they said, because they're first responders, and they said, why cops and firefighters and EMT people wear uniforms. And he was like, oh, so people know who we are when we're out there trying to save them. And she was like, yeah, that's part of it. But the other part of it is that this job is hard, and we can take that uniform off and become our a mom, or become a dad, or become a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife.
Yeah.
And you get to take that off. And that's something I think that performers you kind of have to do.
Yeah.
Which is,
Definitely.
so that's why I think one of the things, because you're yourself right now versus when you're on a stage,
And the one thing
even
I
if
will
you are
say with-
yourself, you're in quotation marks yourself.
Yeah, obviously a lot of the big shows I've done, it's featuring this, whatever. I've been singing for another artist. But with Postmodern Jukebox, it's welcome to the stage, Dani Armstrong. And there is always that moment where you're like, oh God, that's my name. And you're like walking out there, like, I'm going to trip, I'm going to crack, it's going to be crazy.
Let me tell you how she entered stage, though. She had a dress specifically made, and it's so beautiful. In fact, we're going to take a clip, and she does this unveil with the dress. It's like
bring the drama,
it's
honey.
like Batman of like belters. I want to play a little clip of you singing live because singing on an album, it's produced, and you can get away with something. But singing live night after night after night, I want you guys to hear a little bit of the end of this song live, and then we're going to take a look at it as the polished musical video. But you guys, this is live. This is. How many shows a week do you guys do?
On average 6.
But you guys are traveling in between then. It's not like you're just relaxing.
Yeah, no. So we're in a city. We go to a city. We go to a city. So I go on a big double-decker bus and fall asleep and wake up and go, what state am I in, or what country am I in? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, let's take a peek at Dani Armstrong live with Postmodern Jukebox on stage. You guys, unbelievable.
Go ahead, girl.
I was already impressed with the high note, and then you went higher.
Jesus.
Boof.
Boof.
Oh my God, you guys. Amen, sister.
Thank you, friends. Thank you.
Amen, sister. So, but night after night. So, right before you go on stage, what's the first 15 minutes before you go on stage like? Like, what is it that you're doing?
Throwing on my clothes.
Really?
Because I've been wandering around or still sleeping.
Wow. You got like that. You don't even need a warm up. You just
See,
go
I'd
in.
be in my outfit. I'd be cinched in like an hour before, and you're just like, nah.
Oh, no. Well, I can cinch really quickly. I'm like, give me 8 minutes and a corset, and I'm good to go.
Welcome to West Hollywood.
Amen.
All right. I also want to know, we got this question also. Do you act?
I try not to. People keep putting me in things, and I keep saying, but I don't do this. And they said, no, but you do. And
But
then I
why
do.
not? Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. Everybody give a big wave to LA TV. As we said, LA TV is the national channel for hot Latino-ness programming, and we're so happy to have them here. So on that note, we're going to get situated with LA TV. So now that we heard the live version of you in this huge stage, now let's take a look at the polished version. And she looks gorgeous, by the way.
Wow.
And my man crush every day, Matt Bloyd, is actually singing behind you.
Oh, he's delish,
I just found
right?
out this week that he's with somebody. Oh, all right. So let's take a peek at the album version of Dani Armstrong with Postmodern Jukebox.
You don't have to put on the red light, Roxanne. You don't have to put on the red light. You don't have to put
guys.
Amazing.
So I actually lip sync to that in the mornings. Like when I'm like I have a
Stop
big
it.
meeting, I'm gonna be like
Oh my gosh.
all about that.
Get it
Oh,
pumped. Get you pumped.
Now, are you somebody that do you like to listen to yourself back, or do you hate it? Or
There are certain things, obviously, at my advanced age of 32. Just kidding, I'm not 32, but I'm totally 32.
I would buy you at 32.
Oh my God, I will buy you a steak dinner.
Totally.
Look at him. Does it look like he eats steak?
Yeah, I will buy you a kale thing.
I eat the steak, just not the mashed potatoes.
How dare you, sir?
I'll take your potatoes. I forgot you even asked me now.
But do you like listening to yourself? Or same with you guys. Do you like watching? I mean, when you watch yourself, are you constantly critiquing it, or are you able to actually enjoy it?
I've learned to do it. I think it's a bigger craft to watch yourself. You know, watch yourself from a TV than as it is to perform for a camera or something.
Do you guys watch yourselves?
I mean, I watch myself. I enjoy it. That's why I do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you have like film festivals of your own movies for your friends?
Well, you know what I'm
Shia
saying?
LaBeouf style?
I do it because I'm a storyteller. But yes, I want to see my work. You know what I'm saying? That's personally me. You know, but at the same time, I see. Listen, whatever I do when between action and cut is what happens is real, and I may not like the faces that I make, but as long as it's honest and the truth. And it's not too much for that frame, you know that.
And you don't usually see things until they air, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
well,
film
I'm
it a million times?
actually looking at some stuff right now that I've done, you know, ahead of time, and you know, I'm seeing some stuff that facial expressions. That's the truth, you know. But as long as it's real and I felt it, like. It's cool.
But are you watching and like enjoying it as a viewer, or are you watching and it's like homework
it
where you're
depends.
like next time
Am
I would love to
critiquing
do?
It's a balance, bro. Sometimes I'm able just to watch it without doing that, and then sometimes maybe it's a scene I remember really well, and I have some expectations of myself for that scene, and I'm checking it out.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, but I think that with you, like that your technique, it would make sense that you, by the time you're done with it, you're confident because you totally, you know, you follow your instinct, and if you follow your instinct, how can you go wrong? You know,
yeah.
so you're looking at it from a different angle.
It depends, I
Instinct?
guess.
I have some bad instincts. Hello. My 6 exes have been a bad instinct.
But we're not talking about your diet or your mandating situation.
Wait a minute. Who could fit into their outfits at LA TV and who could not fit into their outfits?
Yellow pants, yellow pants.
Back to the yellow pants.
But can you watch yourself?
I think I'm very self-critical of myself, and it has to do with the time I'm doing my job. I'm always giving the best, and maybe when I'm sitting down and looking at it, for some reason I say, I guess, you know, it could have been better, or there's always room for improvement. But that's my personality. I'm an OCD with that.
But that also is the difference in it, because if your whole thing in acting is letting go, then when you're watching it,
Yes.
you're trying to let go. But if you're
Yes.
trying to analyze and really do that kind
I
of.
try not to. I try to be there, do my best, work, and be prepared always.
And the torture afterwards is just, I find that is so painful. Like when you watch it afterwards, I'm like, if I would have, if I could have, if just.
But that could be too
You
much
know-
too, because then you can't enjoy the
And
process of performing.
And it's so subjective sometimes. You know, it
It's
happens
all
to
subjective.
me.
It's all the time.
Exactly.
It's that
all
stuff
the time.
all the time.
Yes,
It's
all
all
the
the
time. You know,
Well, it's
sometimes.
also you could have done your best work ever, but the lighting was wrong,
But
or
e-
the camera didn't
but
work,
even-
or
Your co-host.
You know what? Going to auditions, Enrique, you will feel me maybe on this. You just go to auditions and you come out of it and say, oh my God, I just nailed it. And you don't even get a call back. And sometimes you just go in and you said, oh my God, I hope they never call me again. This is so embarrassing. And you book the job. So it's like at certain point, it is subjective. And you know.
Oh, I mean, we're in this silly ass industry. Yeah, you know, it's all subjective. So all the awards are subjective. Everything, you know, like it's all it's all that stuff. Listen, you just gotta appreciate everyone that appreciates the work that you do.
Yes.
And you give your best. Like I was proud of the work that we did on The Oath, and proud of the work that I specifically did on The Oath before we even left. Like I was like, I'm proud of it because I know I gave everything. And I still am. Like even when promoting, you know, whatever. Like I'm doing everything I can to possibly make this thing You gonna say something?
No, yes. And what is The Oath about? Because I've seen the trailers. It looks so fantastic, and it's such like a gritty piece.
It's about the subculture of cop gangs, and actually, it's even more. But actually, it's actually about family because that's the most relatable thing that everyone can relate to. But it's about these cops who have created their own gangs within the department, and they're all over the place. I mean, the story doesn't take place in anywhere specific in a metropolis, just because for the reason that, quite frankly, for money reasons, but also because it's relatable in all areas of the country. So it's about the subculture and their relationship and how they deal with being in that cop gang, and then also their families at home. And for some, that cop gang is just their family.
The script looks amazing. The ensemble. Like,
You seen the
from
script?
The trailers.
You saw the script when you
Girl,
seen
I've
it?
seen part of the script. Like, he gets to see the finished product. I only get the script. So, yeah. But the ensemble seems to be so cohesive, and there's so many different personalities. And I love that Sony's releasing it on Crackle. What is Crackle? That's like a whole new platform, right?
Well, Crackle's been around for a little while, but they've been strengthening their original content and their content in general. They have a lot of classics on there, but like I believe they're building up their
And it's
their
fantastic because
library.
Crackle's actually been building partnerships with networks.
Yeah.
For example, with Fusion, which used to be an ABC and Univision network, now they have a partnership with. So they will distribute some of the content that they have on Crackle.
And you continue your tie with David Arquette because he had a show on Crackle.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, and you're, of course, with Ryan Quanten. Let's take a peek at a trailer for The Oath, coming in March, by the way, right around the corner on
March,
Crackle.
Yes, March 8th.
Oh, so hot.
There's our boy.
You're Raven, right? Show me a tattoo. It's like the family I never had.
Everyone on the ground now!
We've identified a dozen organized police gangs within your department. I know all about the Ravens.
How do I know he ain't a cop?
We're all cops. Everybody deserves a second chance.
God, you guys. That's the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes.
That's a little one.
Amazing.
That's the short one.
Yeah, the full trailer is like get some popcorn, like get ready.
Now, does Ryan keep that accent like all the time on set, or does he like instantly go into his Australian accent?
He goes back. He just goes back and forth.
Because I remember I actually worked at a restaurant when I was acting, and before I worked.
You
at
worked at a
People.
restaurant?
I worked at like 9 different
I
restaurants.
never even knew that.
Yeah, I worked at a Brazilian restaurant. I worked at California Pizza Kitchen, but I worked at the last one I worked at was at the Avalon Hotel in Beverly Hills.
I worked at
and
Wendy's.
he came in and like was speaking with his accent, and I'd only known him from True Blood, and I knew he was Australian, but I had never heard him speak that way, and it was just so jarring to see him do that. And then he spent the whole night like making out with a girl in one of the cabanas, and this was years ago, so I feel comfortable saying that because I don't know what his relationship is now, but that was years and years and years and years ago.
And here's the tea.
Oh, you said girl.
Dropping
JJ, we got this question a lot. You have a very special relationship with Sundance Film Festival. Many of your films have premiered there. How's the experience different from the mainstream films you've done to the independent films? Because it's a whole different culture, right?
Yeah, I mean, the process is still the same for me. You go tell a story, and then the distribution of it, or whose eyes end up on it is what it is.
It just might be Spago instead of Lunchables for lunch at the nicer ones, right?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, that's as far as on my end. There's no real difference. If you want me to tell you my experience with Sundance, it's cold.
I love Sundance because you can layer up.
And where are you from?
LA.
So skinty.
Yeah, I grew up in Houston, then moved to Los Angeles. My very first Sundance, I was like, what is this falling from the sky? I don't understand.
Just like that.
What is falling from the sky? There are things falling all over the room
LA
now.
TV just canceled my show.
Never.
Damn, I did.
But they're giving you another one, so it's okay.
Great.
We don't need the big Alexander fight.
Yes. Enrique, you did that.
No, literally, there's so if you're not watching and you're just listening, there was like a giant banner with Alexander's face, and it just completely fell. And
my own show is good. No, we've had so many psychics come in. Remember you here with Stephanie the haunted
that
doll?
was so scary.
There are so many haunted ghosts around Sunset Gower Studios, and they say hello.
Yeah.
Lights will burst. A lot of stuff happens here.
Nope.
There's so many stars that have been here. Everything's been filmed. Jimmy Stewart filmed here. Clark Gable had a little apartment here. Rita Hayworth would come here all the time. This is full of ghosts.
Oh.
Nope.
Enrique, you didn't tell me that when you go
Surprise!
Because I don't believe in ghosts like oh, you look like a human ghost, but like I definitely believe in that good energy, bad energy, and it is there.
They're just
Some of them are just saying hi. Some of them are saying bye.
Man, I ain't scared. I wish a ghost would come at me. Man.
But like, how do you fight it?
Can't punch a ghost.
Well, the thing about it is, like, I used to be afraid of them until the day that I realized that I get so scared of them that I was like, I got angry. And I was like, you know what? If you kill me, I'm going to make your eternity a miserable freaking eternity.
That's a good way to think of it.
I will be harassed.
Let me tell you something about Enrique. He's all bark. If a ghost were here, he'd be like, psst.
But you know what?
Not true.
Piss his
Hello,
pants.
we were talking about your adult diapers today, so don't even get pissed.
We actually were. I almost peed my pants in an Uber today. I literally almost peed, and I was on my way to a photo shoot.
Pee-pee time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dead.
All over. So don't talk all big with the ghost because we know what happened. He's like, they're back, and you would run to the
No,
corner.
but I do believe that they only have as much power as you give them.
Exactly.
If you
Well, it is that because they're not fucking real.
Yeah.
That's
There
why.
you go.
It's like
No ghost is gonna fool around with you, by the way. He's gonna be like, that wasn't crank, bitch. Ah!
the ghost is the one running away.
You know, but
It's like,
like,
who's this human haunting me?
come out, ghost, come out, wherever you are.
I want to see that horror movie. A guy goes into a haunted house and the ghosts are all like, "What is it?"
You guys, let's play a game: horror movie or JJ's next EP.
Okay, you guys are going to pay for my Botox because I can't stop.
I keep relaxing my wrinkles. I'm like, Kim Kardashian, don't smile. Kim Kardashian.
You've got Kim Kardashian right here.
Literally.
Yeah, sure. Oh my God, this is so funny.
Bring it back to Hollywood. Fabiana, you have danced between foreign projects from TV shows and film to American projects. How different is the experience? And do you think a crossover is possible? Because I don't think we've had a successful crossover film yet. Am I wrong? I mean,
as a film, but Penelope Cruz is a perfect example.
Well, this series is a good example. Well, I don't know if I would say a crossover, but 3 out of the 4 main characters are Latinos, so that's very important.
And the other one is half Filipino. So
who is?
Yeah.
Darren Criss.
Darren Criss.
Oh,
yeah.
I know he
So was
actually.
Andrew. So was the character. So was the
Andrew
man who's
Cunanan.
playing
Oh,
Andrew
no, yeah,
Cunanan.
I know.
So, but
Cunanan,
him
but I
and
didn't know.
Darren both have the same
I
ethnic
didn't
background.
know.
Yeah.
Well, he did an incredible job. He's doing an incredible job.
Yes, he did.
It's. I will tell you because I've watched ahead.
Yeah.
Like I told you, his performances are incredible.
I know. And well, you know what I feel? When I first came to this country, I had 2 problems with my speaking Spanish and English because I have accent in both.
That's so funny.
Right? Yeah, the Argentinian accent is the last accent that you would pick when you do a commercial working, right? In Spanish television. And so I had to literally learn how to speak more like a generic Spanish. And I did. I didn't take it personal at all. It's just I thought it was part of the process. But I was 21, 22 years old when I came to this country. And as you can tell, my Oklahoman accent is pretty distinctive. So I was, for the most part, I was pretty self-conscious that, when they, and also because I've been told that when I speak English, I don't sound Hispanic. So that played on against me most of the time, and I think now that
and
is
speaking
changing.
English the way that you are now.
Exactly, it's like you don't
I
guess.
could see
but,
Italian. It could be European of some
It's
sort.
the tone, it's the rhythm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't do it on purpose. I can't even try to change it. I tried, and so
It's
well,
almost
that's not
French
me.
at sometimes.
So, and that is the problem. If you're gonna play
I could totally
Hispanic,
hear that,
I mean, you wouldn't pick me for sure because I don't sound so. But now it's changing, and I'm very happy. This was one of the greatest job because I played an Italian, and I'm half Italian. I speak Italian, so I was relaxed, and I said they're not gonna, kind of like be picky with my accent. But and as as actors, we need to learn. But at a certain point, when you come to this country, at my age, I was 21, 22, it's almost impossible to get rid of your accent. So, yeah, that's the only thing that, and I'm grateful for all the, well, I don't know if you heard Penelope Cruz speaking English. I mean, she does have a thick accent.
I got to interview her before the show started, and she said what's interesting with her is that she has her accent, which is neither English nor Italian, and she had to learn to speak English with an Italian accent. So she was like, it took months because she had to.
And if you go and take a look at Donatella Versace's interviews, she just speaks like her. It's incredible.
I did notice that because I thought, because I always make the joke is like when I get drunk and I start talking, people are
when
like,
you get drunk.
Cheers.
How dare you? Yes.
Cheers.
But people are like, what are you saying? I can't understand you. And my joke is like, oh, I'm Penelope Cruz. Because when she does interviews, you don't know what she's saying.
Yeah.
And so I thought, how is she going to sound like Donatella?
Yeah.
She worked for months, she said.
Yes.
Her very first scene, it was chilling.
Yeah.
Because she captured the body language, but also the timbre and the voice. And I thought, wow.
Well, and also because, I mean, her and Edgar as a pairing, Edgar is unbelievable.
Incredible, incredible.
He's inspiring.
Yeah, and you look at him. We were of course sharing the same makeup room. Excuse me, but yeah, I mean it was scary. You looked at him, and it's Gianni Versace in front of you. The makeup team was incredible.
Yeah.
So good.
Speaking of accents, though, Shannon Elizabeth. That's how she ended up in American Pie. Was they were looking for, I can't remember where she was, because she played the foreign exchange student in those.
She did.
And I can't remember where she was supposed to be from. I think it was like Hungary or something. And so they wanted like an actual Hungarian accent. And she had been taking acting classes and working on accents. And
Shannon Elizabeth took acting lessons?
Shocking. Would never believe it.
LTMZ, you guys.
And her dialect coach said that her it was something like another European language that accent kind of sounded Hungarian, and she always got notes on that. So he was like, go in and tell them that that you are Hungarian, and they'll just believe you. So she literally walked in, spoke with the accent the entire time she was in the room.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't until she showed up on set to start filming that she revealed that she was actually American, and that accent was just something she'd been working on. So nobody questioned whether or not it was an authentic accent because she just said that that's where she was from, and they believed it.
I thought it was her tight blouse that got her cast.
Well,
whatever you say.
There's a lot of things that go into casting.
You're it. That's it.
That's it. You win. You get the part.
Danny, emails
Yes.
from your musician fans. And I know this from your Instagram. When you're on the road, it's such a different experience, and it must be very, very lonely. You would think of, you get to meet all these people, and you get to travel, and you perform in front of all these audiences. But life on the road is extremely lonely, especially because you're married to a musician as well.
I am married to a musician as well. Yeah. No, it's extremely isolating. I'll see 10,000 people a day and still feel alone all day.
So I think the last time you were here, it was like your husband and you, it was like the one night that you guys were both in town together.
Yep.
And so you and thank God you came and spent it with us for a little bit, but then you guys were going off to try and spend some time together.
And ironically, tonight's that night again. But he just got called on a big Hollywood VIP something to go play music for. So
well, there you go.
Who's taking me to dinner, boys?
I thought you were taking me for steak.
As long as I get the potato.
There we go. Then we can save money. We'll share.
This one's ready for the potatoes.
Sharesies.
Liquid dinner at the Abbey, sweetie.
So,
that's more expensive than a steak dinner.
That's true. But what are your tips for a performer on the road?
Tips for a performer on the road: stay hydrated, sleep as much as possible, and download Marco Polo. It is an app. Ooh. It's a video walkie-talkie. So it's like Snapchat, but like it doesn't disappear. So be careful. And I keep in touch with my family, my friends, and my husband and my cats on Marco Polo. Nice. So sleep, hydration. And, if you're in Europe right now, I have a whole Excel sheet that I've created to just kind of see in every town. I only get 5 hours in every city.
That's crazy.
What do I want to see? I want to go see this church or Princess Di's resting place, which I'm going to. Tear.
That's why she knows how to get cinched up in 8 minutes.
8 minutes, because I got to go see Princess Di.
Spend the most amount of time outside.
Yeah.
Learn that RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean,
right?
Oh God.
Gee.
Danny, you have curves, and you do not apologize for them at all, and you're very open about maybe I ate too much tonight and I lost weight. Do the same body issues exist in music that they do in Hollywood?
Oh yeah, absolutely. To the point where actually this is a really big milestone for me. Postmodern Jukebox headlined the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown LA, which is one of the biggest venues in our country.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Yes.
And they put me on the flyer that went to over I think 1.5 million homes in our region.
I got that flyer.
And there's kind of that moment where I went, oh my gosh, it's me, which is very exciting. And then also I went, oh my gosh, that's a plus-sized of age woman that's representing, one of the biggest
32-year-old woman.
32. Steak, 2 steaks now.
He needs it, girl.
Yeah,
He needs it.
it was just a kind of very recent kind of thing that I was really proud of. That it's just kind of the same way 15 years ago everyone looked at me funny for having punk rock hair, and now I'm called a mermaid and it's a style. And I was like, well, I've just been doing this for forever, So it's a real cool thing, and no, I am not ashamed of who and what I am.
Of course, that's the way it should be.
Beautiful.
Well, I love that you use the term plus size. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
Oh,
isn't
no.
it weird in Hollywood and music? Like, we use the term plus size, and it's not even plus size. It's this person lives a normal life. Like,
Right.
I don't.
Well, it's not that normal. I love pizza.
And pasta, I'm down.
Sushi does so
Yes.
good, right? I had pasta
Yes,
for breakfast
yes,
yesterday.
absolutely,
Not a
yes.
lie. Sorry.
True.
Heart disease.
Hey,
Oh,
they have breakfast pasta at Hugo's. It's okay.
Really?
It's a real thing.
Wait, I live
at-
up the street. That they have really?
Hugo's
Gotta
has
check it out.
Hugo's has it, and Joey's has the pasta breakfast.
So if it's in West Hollywood, then it's for real. No, but that's because if the gays can do it, then anybody can.
If the gays can get away with eating pasta for breakfast, anyone can.
For breakfast, they're eating pasta. For lunch, they're okay. And Danny,
That wasn't a finger.
my God.
Oh, wow.
We
How
got
many
a little
dollars is
dirty.
that? Yellow pants.
Yellow pants.
What?
Danny, you also perform singing with a '90s kind of rock band,
I
Jack
do.
Danny,
Yes.
and you wail. You wail. Nobody has heard this wailing since Janis Joplin. The question I got was, how do you sing that way and you still maintain your voice? Because you are just giving it.
Oh, well, most kids in high school, they got to just go on their spring breaks. My mom said, if you go and train with this vocal coach for a week, I'll send you on spring break for a week. So my mom was the kind of mom that, let me be a kid, but then also kind of bribed me into training. So I've studied with probably 36 or 7 certified vocal masters all over the world.
Wow.
In my 32 years of age.
Yes.
Love it, kids.
That
So
is
yeah,
amazing.
so learning how to put effects on your voice that make it sound like you're literally about to burst a blood vessel.
Wow.
But really, I mean, when you see me singing the big chandeliers and the big notes, you'd be surprised if I stepped away from the microphone. If you're in the front row, you wouldn't be able to hear me. It's a very technical skill that you learn, and
That's amazing.
Well, I
That's
was
inspiring.
this is completely different, but this is my first season of RuPaul's Drag Race that I'm watching, and it's interesting because you'll see them rehearsing their lip syncing before they go up, and it's a similar thing where because you do have to put out a little bit of air and all that kind of. It's really interesting
Yeah.
the techniques that go into doing anything with your voice.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Diaphragm.
Yeah, it's
Diaphragm.
medical. I feel like I should need a doctor of something of another.
Well, it's great because we live
Dr.
for those.
Danny,
We
Dr.
live for
Jack
those
Danny.
moments of hearing as though a singer is at the top of their range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call them American
That's
Idol
exactly right.
moments.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's what you live for in American
And
Idol.
But what's
'Cause-
hilarious now is for instance, and even when you're like, I didn't think she'd go higher. I'm really not singing that high if you sit down at a piano, but it's because and I teach my
got that
vocal
power.
skills too.
Girl, you just sold your secret.
Sell your secrets. It's good. The way you hear your
The
arms.
next EP by
really good.
Danny, it's full
I
of
know.
EPs.
Your secrets.
Following up JJ from LA. All the throwbacks. Callback. Yeah, no, it's making it look like it's and trust me, none of it's easy, but making it telling a story with your body physically for what you're doing.
Well, I'm one of your biggest fans, and the first time we met was at Don't Tell Mama when they had.
I miss
in
Don't
Los
Tell
Angeles.
Mama.
But let me
I
just
live a
tell
block
you,
away from there. It was lovely.
it was, the sound wasn't good, the lighting wasn't good. But here's the professional, and this is the thing that inspired me the most is, I did a little cabaret variety show, and you were there with the whole dance troupe, the Vintage Bells, right?
yeah.
And she was the singer. It looked out, there was 5 people in the audience. the stage was half falling apart. The microphone wasn't working. And she was like, okay, well, I was brought here to sing, and I'm going to sing the hell out of it. And I thought, that is a professional.
Yeah.
The backstage was a corner with like a sheet put by.
Literal sheets,
Yeah.
like taped in a thing and a burf. Yeah.
But she brought it, and everybody there was just so spellbound. So,
thank you for
and you
that.
guys, she just started an entertainment channel, so she's sharing behind the scenes.
Yes. So I don't know. A lot of us might know that, YouTube has kind of put the kibosh on a lot of us small content creators to where we will never be able to be big, famous content creators. So ironically, at the same time, I created an entertainment channel on patreon.com and releasing singing videos and behind the scenes and backstage and oh my gosh, the bloopers. Oh, the bloopers. I'm such an idiot. You never know what you
We
really
love
are
bloopers.
like until you're filming yourself alone in a room and you screw up. That's when you really see what you are and what your personality is. Because every time I'm like, hey, like the way your face drops and the words that come out and you're like, oh, yeah, so you know each other. So yeah, patreon.com/Dani Armstrong. That's a me.
I have a girl I went to college with. She pays her rent with Patreon.
Yeah, it's great. It's just a great way. People subscribe. It's like Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
You pay $1 a month or $5 a month, and you get access to all the content I put out, and hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
And
Do
there's
you guys,
really fun stuff.
do you guys have to do yourselves on tape? Do you ever have to audition on
Yes,
tape and you
of
just
course.
film it at home, like on your laptop or something?
Say that one more time.
Have you ever had to do record an
Self-tape.
audition on tape and
Self-tape.
self-edit at home and that kind of stuff?
For sure.
Yeah,
all the time.
Because
now.
I
A lot.
still have all those videos on my computer, and
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
like
no.
you were just saying like it's you're like because you see yourself be self-defeated, you see
Yeah.
yourself
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, oh, that one was good, and you're like,
And
oh
yeah.
no, it was the
And you do it
opposite.
to
The one I
have-
was self-defeated on was
No,
way
but
better.
I
yeah.
think self tapes are like the best thing that could ever happen in your life because you get to pick the take that you're
Exactly.
gonna send.
Yeah.
You do it
You
a
know,
hundred
yeah.
times.
Yeah, but
call
are
you-
you gonna choose the right one? Or are you gonna
Yeah.
choose the one
Stop
that your
saying-
hair looked the
Well,
best?
no,
Or your,
no.
Enrique, you're not gonna choose the one where your hair looked the best.
I know, definitely not. But it's like if you know which one you felt the most confident, the one that when you go in to read for something, and
Yeah.
you guys can
Yeah.
please correct me. And it's like you walk out and it's like, oh, if I did this, if I did that.
Yes,
when
that's
you
true.
can self tape,
Yeah.
and you can do it 13 times
Yes.
and pick the one that you want to send.
Hold on, Alex.
That's true.
But
Well-
it's so
got
weird
time?
because your landlord is pounding on the door for the rent check that's like 10 weeks late. I mean,
I'm
it's
glad
just-
you
it's
noticed that
just-
too because Alexander was being very he was reserved. But you could
Self-ready.
read on your face that you were ready to say
Oh
something.
yeah, he wasn't even listening. he
because
stopped
I've had
listening
to
to
do that.
a paragraph ago.
I've had to do that, and we always look so ridiculous.
Oh, you
and
mean
I would do
because
like
you're-
60 of them, and I'm like, I'm not auditioning anymore.
Wait, but because you're talking about like the noises outside and the whole thing. That's right.
Yes, and then you know your dog walked in or your grinder went off. Like you're just.
Oh,
you're
my
just
cats
too
are in
aware.
half my Patreon videos. I actually, my last
They
post
have their
I
own
said-
Facebook.
Yeah, February is going to be called Count the Cats, which I tried to name it something else, and then I censored myself. And said,
Oh, girl,
don't do it, Danny.
yes.
It's a family-friendly entertainment channel.
You know,
Was
Yeah.
it point out the
Point out the kitty cats. How'd you know? Oh my God. We are just like.
can I say something in regards to the auditioning thing on tape?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I've
No, you can't.
I can't. I just want to say, to the actors that are listening, don't try to book a job. Try to just give your best performance of playing that story. I don't ever try to book jobs anymore. I don't go in the room. I go in the room to give my interpretation of what I envision this is, and if the producers dig whatever I'm doing, they're gonna want to collaborate with me. And I when I listen, like I don't talk. They're fucking people. They're like anybody else. So when they're talking to me, I'm listening to how they communicate with me and seeing if we can communicate. How is their tone? Do I like them? Do I fill them out? Like
It's a date.
yeah, basically, you know, you can look at it that way. And I see if we vibe, if we communicate, and let's have fun and play. And after I start having the best experience that I can in that moment, and then let it go.
Yeah.
Of course. Listen. I wanted to book the oath. And before I went in, I go, I'm gonna get this. I mean, and there's been times where I've felt that when I haven't gotten it, but in particular, I went in. I gave my take. They were communicating with me, and I was just communicating with them. And then, they gave me some notes, and I was like, okay, here, I'll take your notes, but how about if I incorporate this with it? And then
That's
we'll
so
blend-
smart because I think people can get really limited when they're like, do it this way. And you're like,
And it doesn't feel right.
Mhm.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
you.
So exactly. So I again I communicate and see if and everybody's different. You know, some people you may work well with Scorsese and maybe I don't. Maybe we don't communicate. Maybe we don't click.
Yeah.
So that's why I speak about this like sell your secrets, but I'm not. I'm fucking giving them away.
Your secrets.
I'm giving
The
that
new
shit
duet.
away.
Yeah.
right. And there's gonna be the sell your secrets, and then there's give that shit away on side B.
A double side.
Fucking cassette, taking it back for the kids. No, but see, man, the weed, bro. What was I talking about?
You're talking about everything.
the
No.
way that
It's
No,
all
but
great advice.
What's
yeah.
also funny though is being people of color and people with hair of color. My fiance, he works at BuzzFeed, and he got to be part of a video that they just did, and it was about it was for their the Latin channel that they have, and he's white, and he went, and it was all about like if white people had to audition like Latinos do.
Oh my God,
and
that's so funny.
and he walked, and so they have these white guys come in, and it's all Latinos behind the table, and they're like, "Oh, just can you be more suburban?" And so the lines are all like, "I'd like some kale," and things like that, and they're just like, "No, it's just like a little bit more like Ivy League," and then and then at the very end a black guy comes in, and he's just like. And he just says like my 401k, and they're like, done. You're it. You're the part.
I think that also like what happens is like people forget the process. I mean, they don't forget. They just don't know the process. And regularly you go, you read, then you have a producer session. Then if you're lucky enough to get like through the filter, then you have like a test. And you're like, there's so many decisions of like decision after decision
that have nothing to do with you.
Good point.
Exactly.
Yeah,
What I was
exactly.
Yeah.
That's and then to staying true to yourself and what you're saying is that if you grab what you prepared and how you felt that was organic and real, and then say, oh, you get some notes, and it's like, so how if I incorporate this with it? It just gives you a completely different experience than trying to deliver what you think that they want.
Yeah, man, that's what so many like you got.
You guys, wait. I'm
Oh,
so
shit,
sorry.
sorry.
You guys, something has happened. I drank so much water today. Remember, I told you I almost wet my pants.
You already peed
Because I
yourself.
went to the
You just
bathroom
peed yourself.
badly. We're gonna do a throwback. We're gonna do a throwback Tuesday. Is this for real, Fabiana? I know. I do so bad. There's
Wait,
another
I've done
right
like
there.
19
No,
of your
hurry,
shows.
Wait, I'm gonna pee my pants. Fabiana, we're gonna do a throwback. We're gonna play talking about like what projects we like to do. We're gonna do a throwback to the Burger King commercial that you did in Spanish. Yes.
Oh my God.
And then when we come back, we have to wrap it up. But we're gonna play rapid fire with all of you.
Oh, I love it.
Caballero, ¿este no es su asiento? Caballero, este es el asiento de la señorita Vega, el suyo es el 42J.
Nuevo tender Chris de Burger King, pechuga de pollo, barbacoa, queso y bacon. Un pollo muy especial. Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's UBNradio.com.
When we're back.
All right,
Oh
and
my God,
we're
that was
back.
so
You guys,
fun.
I am. That has never.
Did you wash your
I was gonna say I've been here like 19 shows that
wash
never
my hands.
I've been
happened.
here so many
This is
times,
Never.
and that was an LATV exclusive.
No, you guys, I'm so
This is
so
live.
embarrassed.
This is live.
Oh my God! All right, so we have to wrap up. We're gonna wrap up with rapid fire, and you guys, I have the rapid fire. We're gonna go down the line with between the three of us.
It's printed out this time.
Yes. So it's 5 questions and it's rapid fire. Whatever comes to your mind. It's nothing too deep. It's just some fun. So I'm going to start. JJ Soria.
Oh shit! I already know it.
Yeah, there we go. If you had to go home with one of... No, I'm just kidding.
There
Okay, your binge food. It's called rapid fire. Oh, God.
What did you get at CVS?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Anything nutritional snack. Protein
I am
bars.
so disappointed in you. We are breaking
It's
up.
true. It's true.
You don't have like a binge food, like when you're gonna be bad.
I just try to lean. Keep
You
it
don't keep
toward-
it at home.
Pizza, burger.
Like I love cookies. I love cookies.
Milano cookies.
I'm a cookie.
No,
oh,
no,
fancy
no,
girl.
no, no.
It's
I mean-
his rapid fire, Fabiana.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She did the same thing to Penelope Cruz. She's like, "Hola, yo soy Penelope Cruz."
Definitely
Penelope.
cookies. I like ice
Penelope.
cream sandwiches. Sandwiches.
Sandwiches. What accent was that? Yes.
And I've been here all my life. You got here when you were 21. I still have a fucking accent.
We don't have time for it now, but I'm going to tell you why sandwich is what people say because I say it too.
I got a fucking.
This rapid fire is going so quickly.
Go ahead.
So ice cream sandwiches. Okay.
Yes.
Your biggest pet peeve.
I say fuck. I don't want no pet peeve. What I'm saying.
No, that's
Not
Alexander's
brushing your
pet peeve.
teeth.
Huh?
Not brushing your teeth.
That's a good one.
Why you look at me? Okay. What is your pickup line?
Hey.
It worked on Alexander.
So quick. And the smile.
And the smile. You had to see the smile.
That was so perfect. Though. That's my new ringtone. Oh God, I have so many ringtones. Okay. Who is your dream co-star?
Don't have one. The next one.
Oh, okay. Dinner with anyone living or dead. Who would it be with?
Dinner with anyone living or dead?
Mm-hmm.
My mom.
All right, Fabiana, you're next, and Enrique's going to ask your questions.
Okay.
Wait for Fabiana.
Be good.
Oh
Be
my God,
good.
it's
Por
like-
favor.
Hurry,
por
it's
favor.
Rapid.
What would the title of your biography be?
Funny girl.
But
Funny.
Oh, I like that. How would you spell that?
How do you
How would you spell the blah?
Funny. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so go back and star in any classic film. Which one?
Lo que el viento se llevó.
Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. Oh,
Gone with the
which
Wind.
part?
Oh, which part? La del vestido verde. What's-
Scarlett.
Yes.
Scarlett. Yes.
Yeah,
of
Scarlett.
Yes, girl. I can totally see that.
Of
Okay.
course.
Okay, dream co-star.
Oh.
Rapid fire.
Okay, Anthony. Shoot, I forgot his last name.
Anthony
Hopkins. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Edwards?
You better snatch him up because Entertainment Weekly already
Yeah,
has
yeah,
his
yeah.
article ready to go.
Oh my God, I love him. Yeah.
After shooting day ritual.
After sure, what?
After
What do you
shooting
do at the
day
end of a
ritual.
day?
At the end of the day, after you
Of
shot
shooting.
all your all day
I
long.
meditate.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And what would you write to your ex on Thinking Panties?
Oh my God.
'Cause thinking panties,
I'm
you get to
so
write on the
glad
underwear.
I left you.
All right. All right. Yeah.
Next.
Oh my God.
All right, Danny girl.
All right, Danny, I got yours.
All right.
Most embarrassing song on your playlist?
Roxanne.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
No, we already. Was it your version though?
Oh,
Is
my
that the most
version.
embarrassing?
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Obligatory yelling.
Yeah. Beyonce or Christina?
Oh God. It's- Or.
Oh, thank you. Literally, I didn't write the question. I'm just reading them, and I was like, those are the choices. Dream duet with the or. Is it the or?
Rita Ora.
Dream duet. Chris Stapleton.
Oh.
Nice.
Worst stage mishap.
Nipple slip.
Oh.
Happens a lot. I like a sensible
It's
strapless
those big,
with
it's those
unsensible breasts.
big notes. You're just
Yes.
like letting
Me
that
too.
just go.
Me too.
Yeah,
It happened
yeah.
at LATV yesterday.
That's how you got your contract.
Real Housewife tagline.
Real Jack Danny. She does shit.
There you go.
You guys, that is rapid fire with our guests. You guys, this has been so much fun.
Oh my God.
We're going to go around the room. Tell our viewers
Gracias.
where they can find you. Although next week you better tune in because we get to see the beautiful Fabiana. But where
American
can our viewers-
American Crime Story right now, and you can go to Instagram, Fabian Artist.
Yes.
And
Word.
yeah,
Plug
They're
Thinking
just-
Panties.
Thinking panties. Yeah, I don't know. I hope everyone always find me with people that I love and love me and friends and talented human beings. Yeah.
Yeah, episode 7, y'all. Watch it.
Yes.
First of
Love
all, if you could please download the... listen, check out the Oath trailer on YouTube. If you dig it, go download the Crackle app. It's free. It's like Netflix and Amazon and everything, but it's for free. So go ahead, download that if you dig the Oath trailer. And
even if you don't.
Yeah, even if you don't, yeah, for sure.
You might get new.
I'm just trying to play. You know, it's your option. I ain't trying to force anybody to do anything. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you
You
dig
can
it,
force your app on me.
Yeah.
Remember, his pickup line
Check.
is
That's the next song.
Yeah.
Force your app on me.
hey, you could if you want to, talk to me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or so Facebook. It's at JJ Soria. That's SORIA 08. And then on Twitter and Instagram, it's at JJ SORIA. That's it.
Awesome, you guys.
Hi, guys. It's me.
The pretty girl.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are Jack Danny Sings, my stage name, Jack Danny. And again, you can follow my channel that I'm doing at Patreon, patreon.com/Dani Armstrong, DANI. Hey.
Definitely check out the pages of Entertainment Weekly. Almost said People Magazine. Old habits die hard. But yeah, no. If you flip to the TV section, you'll see my name real big with my Twitter handle, which is at Patrick Gomez LA, as in Los Angeles. Instagram is the same. Find me. Let me know you're reading.
Yes.
For me, it's very simple. It's my name, Enrique Sapene, ENRIQUE SAPE on Instagram and everything. And from now on, check us out on at Glitterbomb TV.
Unofficially,
Yes,
yes, all right.
baby. Yes, baby.
You guys, this has been so much fun. This weekend, come visit me in Palm Springs from the 8th to the 12th. 5 days of me at Hard Rock Hotel in Palm Springs. I will be there. Kurt, thank you so much. Greg, thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you for having us, man. Thank you for
Thank you,
having
Mama
us.
Rose in our green room, and thank you, Bear World. I said LATV. God, he's already. You guys, we'll see you next
times.
Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have some confirmations coming in, but we have Bradley Bredewig from the Fosters is coming in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but we have some amazing people that I'm going to post on Facebook. You will not believe who's coming on the show. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Besos, 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 besos. Gracias.
This has been On the Rocks with Alexander, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network. Find me on Facebook on the Rocks Radio Show. Tweet me or Instagram me at On the Rocks On Air. See you next Tuesday.